technology, I want to punch you in the soul. Hello and welcome to the Part-Time Gamers, the gaming podcast for people with full-time lives. I'm your host, Cyranex, and I'm joined by my good friends, Gristle and 9 of 12. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. Happy to be here finally.
Yeah.
Getting by.
Yeah. So, after an ordeal that nearly made me rage quit this whole thing for tonight, finally got my computer to cooperate. And we're here to record, albeit we're already like a bunch late, so we're probably going to go through this pretty quick. But yeah,
Just
I'm sure
like what happens when you're playing the actual game.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get into that later. But yeah, I'm sure a bunch of life has happened in the last 2 weeks since we missed last week too. But yeah, let's go ahead and go right into our water cooler talk. Zach, go ahead and get started. What do you have for us this week?
The Legend Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I have not played it, but talking with September before the show started, she's got it and has been playing it. And as I was talking with her and lamenting the fact that I don't have a Wii U or a Nintendo Switch, I was talking to one of my younger brothers on Steam, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go do this stuff in Zelda Breath of the Wild." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "I've had it since day one." And I was like, "Ah, why am I the only person in the world?"
You are not. I don't have it either, so
Well,
I don't
I
have
mean-
any consoles.
I don't. I mean, I have consoles, but it's not like I use them. I have an Xbox 360. Oh, I have
Yeah.
N64. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, from release, being ranked as one of, well, not from release, but close to release, being ranked as one of the best video games of all time by multiple sources.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, even just looking up some of the crazy stuff that people have discovered in the game via, watching their videos on YouTube. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've
It's just-
been hearing nothing but good things about it. So
Yep. And it kind of like, from what I saw, it kind of hits a sweet spot between Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, and throw in like a dash of all the new, fancy graphical stuff from like, modern gaming. It looks cool.
yeah,
So I would love to get my hands on it.
yeah, I would love to
But
get
I
my
don't
hands
have-
on a console.
Yeah,
in
maybe I
general.
will. I'll just drive over to September's, or
I
suppose I could go to my
I haven't played yet. I've just been watching.
that's the thing. It's like it's one of those games where you can sit down and watch and pretty much be perfectly content. I mean,
Well, it took like hours to download last night,
oh yeah,
so it didn't even get downloaded until after bedtime.
Yeah.
I mean, I stayed up longer, but I stayed up on and watched some people play it on stream.
Mhm.
Because my husband kind of wanted to be the first one in, because
Yeah.
he's the one that paid for it with gig money. So he got up early this morning and played before work.
Mhm. Hey, that's what you got to do.
And then since then, it's just been a little time parsed out, rewarding the kids for doing schoolwork. So they played some, and I haven't really gotten my turn because mom's last, and that's okay.
I got
Yeah.
you. That's a good sacrifice for you to
Boogie finished it last night.
Really?
Yeah, I was watching him and another stream, and I clicked over to him, and he was fighting again, and I was like, nope, and I left because I
Don't
didn't
want
want
to see that.
the end.
Right.
But it's so good. I mean, he immediately just went straight back into it, and
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
yeah, I had been watching him a couple days before when he started it, and he was kind of doing like this review says this review, and I don't know, and a lot of negative, like preconceptions it seemed,
Uh-huh.
but just obviously, like by the end, was just like, nope, playing it more,
They're all-
best
yep.
game ever.
That's
Yeah.
my brother was saying the same thing. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go back into this. I've been playing since day one, and I have not yet been bored, and I haven't really even done any much of the main stuff. Like I'm just walking around exploring stuff. I was like, man.
It kind of reminds me of like a Zelda version of Skyrim,
Well,
from what
yeah,
a
I
lot of
mean,
people are describing it.
well, that's one of the things that they were quoted as Nintendo was quoted as saying, like when they were deving it, is they were like, "Hey, we're gonna kind of make this open world," and then they backtracked on it, and then it launched, and people are saying, "Yeah, it's pretty open world." So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
But I understand it's much, much larger than
oh yeah,
Skyrim. So
oh yeah, yes,
Yeah.
massive, massive. I'm I'm looking forward to actually getting some time with it someday.
Yeah.
Someday when I have the money for a Switch.
Yeah, me too.
And for people out there that don't know, because I know Zach didn't know, if you do have, I guess Switch or Wii U, but we're playing on a Wii U, and you have amiibos, put your amiibos in there, all of them, not just the Zelda related ones. Try them because you'll get free items.
It's awesome.
And apparently you can do it daily.
Just another reason to be addicted to Nintendo. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
All right. How about you, September?
That's what I got.
It's tough. I went to Raleigh last week again and hung out with my son and his nerdy friends. That's always fun. Sorry, my son's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm recording. Go away.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm still considering that game design, renewing that game, and I did hear from our buddy Buckeye Fitzy. He's like, I heard you shout out on part-time. Just let me know when you have questions. I think you're good legally, so that's kind of exciting.
Cool.
Awesome. Very awesome.
And I don't know, did we record since I've been to DC?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
We missed last week. So.
Right. So I went to DC on a field trip with my son, and I played so much Pokemon Go, and I had all kinds of Pokemon that don't spawn around here. And also, it helped me with guiding these kids because every landmark, thank you, Ingress people, for leaving all that information, stuff we were blown by and didn't have time to watch, I would call up the Pokestop, and some of them had like full pages and historic photographs. Like the Ford Theater had a photograph from like forever ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and like a full page on monuments and things and art pieces that we didn't stop at. So I actually got more out of the trip by using Pokemon Go.
Hey, that's awesome.
All right, and you do have an article in here as well, which I think is actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I was just looking it over
with our current political climate.
Yeah, and I've seen this game played. This is like one of my son's favorite new games. It's called Secret Hitler, and it's made by at least one of the same guys as that made Cards Against Humanity. And it's a really good game because I mean it pits like everyone against each other, and there's a chancellor, and it's kind of a lot of asking each other questions and trying to figure out, who's Hitler.
Right.
And it actually models the rise of fascism in a democracy. So it's really neat. And apparently one of the developers sent a copy of Secret Hitler to every U.S. senator. This is really funny. When I told my son about this, he's like, yeah, I heard that. And he thought the funniest thing about that was that watching people play that game to him ends up sounding like a political discussion because it's just people escalating and arguing until somebody starts yelling at somebody that they're Hitler.
Oh man.
I need to play this game.
Yeah.
I might buy this one.
Yeah. Well, or you could just be a senator and apparently have it sent to you. So that'd be cool too.
Yeah, that's an easy way to do it, right?
Oh yeah, piece of cake. Right? I couldn't even get elected county commissioner.
All right, but on my side of town, there have been a bunch of things that have interested me. Like they're going to be releasing Orisa on Overwatch next week, I believe. They released Probius, which is a new hero for Heroes of the Storm. All kinds of stuff. I wanted to start talking about the game. It's still in actually pre-alpha, but it's already getting some pretty good reviews, which is Oxygen Not Included, which I've been seeing around on YouTube for a little bit, which has been really fun looking game. But the one article I want to talk about specifically, which I think is really interesting, is going to Overwatch. One of the characters is named Symmetra. She's one of the supports. And it was actually confirmed by the developers of Overwatch that she's actually on the autistic spectrum. So
it's surprising.
It really does. When you really look at all the characters from Overwatch, they are really implementing a lot of diversity with the characters, not just racially, but like one of the Tracer's a lesbian. They have now Symmetra, who's on the autistic spectrum. They have women and men of different body types, different races and everything. So it's a really diverse class, and really diverse game, and this just adds even more to it. And I think this is a particularly interesting one because I have 2 autistic cousins, which we periodically take care of, and so it is something that kind of directly affects me. And I thought that was a really cool thing that they actually represent that in the game to a degree.
Yeah,
that is neat.
Now I have to go buy the comics because I have a son on the spectrum as well, and that's really interesting to me. Have you ever seen the stuff about Drax?
Drax.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, from
like Drax
Guardians
the
Destroyer
of the Galaxy. Drax.
Yeah. Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. There's talk about how he demonstrates like Aspie type symptoms. Yeah.
I remember reading about that.
I thought that was a really cool thing. Not only was it the fact that it's not just like a fan theory. There was a person who actually sent a letter to the developers, noting these different behaviors that she did in her comic that pointed to her being on the autistic spectrum. And then Jeff Kaplan, the game director for Overwatch, sent them a reply and confirmed it. And,
I think it's cool that they were able to convey that through the comic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything like It wasn't anything particularly big or
glaring.
It was very subtle how they showed it. Like I think a couple of things they said was like she was during one of the conversations, she mid-conversation turns around and fix a painting that was tilted on the wall or something like that. And stuff like that. Just little subtle clues that conveyed that. So I thought that was cool that not only that the character is autistic, but the fact that the game director confirmed it and actually sent a letter to this fan who pointed it out. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
All right, but time to get back to work.
And she wears blue.
Yeah, well, her base outfit, anyways. But yeah, and there's the burp. Anyways,
excellent.
Yep. All right, time to get back to work. And the game we're going to be talking about today is it's called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which is a very, very unique game. I guess I would say it's developed and published by a company called Steel Crate Games. You can find it on Steam and on the PlayStation Store for PSVR for $14.99, and you can find it on the Oculus Store for Samsung Gear VR and on the Google Play Store for Daydream for $9.99. So one thing that's kind of cool about this game is it does have VR functionality. I don't think it's not necessary to play the game. It just gives you kind of a cool perspective of what you're doing in the game.
That's actually the first place that I saw it debuted was like in VR. I didn't actually get to play it, but I didn't even know. I thought it was just like going to be strictly for VR. I didn't even know they were going to have a straight up regular version.
Yeah, it's on Steam for Windows and Mac, and so and that's what I have it on is for Windows, non VR version. And really, I don't think that detracts from the game at all. I don't think VR is a necessity. So I think it's just, one of those things. It's kind of a status symbol, really, to just have the game in VR. But
I don't know. I mean, have you watched any videos of people playing it in VR?
I have not, but
it's pretty. At least from back in the day when it first came out, or when they were first like debuting the demos and stuff, it's pretty intense because like if you have the right kind of headset, it like puts you right there and you feel a lot more like you got to get it done really fast.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't discount that, because it can be pretty immersive. But yeah, it's not necessary. No.
Yeah. But anyways, the gameplay, the way I have it phrased is it's kind of a social puzzle game to a degree. One player is the diffuser, who's actually in the virtual room with the bomb, and they are the ones who have to actually try to defuse the bomb before the time runs out. The rest of the players are the experts, and they are trying to talk the diffuser through how to defuse the bomb by reviewing a manual. But what makes this interesting is the fact that the diffuser can't see the manual and the experts can't see the bomb. So the diffuser needs to accurately describe the elements of the bomb to the experts, who then need to use that information to find the proper solution in the manual. So it gets kind of... It's like
awesome.
Yeah, it does, but it can get a little intense too when you're first starting off, because you're trying to figure out like, okay, what information do I need to give my experts to get the information I need back in order to defuse the bomb as quickly as possible. And so just like coming up with that lingo and figuring that out is really cool. But another thing that's interesting about the game that adds to its replay value is, even if you go back to scenarios that you've already played through and have succeeded, the bombs are randomly generated each time. They usually draw from a certain number of modules or whatnot, but they're randomly generated, and they have multiple different modules depending on the scenario you're playing. And the modules are things like wires, there's Simon Says, there's buttons, memory, stuff like that. All these different kinds of modules. Yeah. And each of these modules has a different way of diffusing it. Like, for example, one of the basic ones you'll encounter pretty early on is... Oh, excuse me, another burp. Is wires. Where it's like, okay, you have these horizontal wires. You have to describe like, okay, which colors are the wires, and then it's like, okay, depending on if there's no black wires present, then you cut the second wire. I think is what it's like that.
It's like the classic action hero has to defuse the bomb before it goes off kind of deal.
Yeah.
Don't cut the green wire or whatever.
Yeah. So
and all the puzzles are like a process of elimination. Well, most of them.
Most of them. Not all.
Yeah,
most of them.
A lot of them are if-then statements, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if there's no green or if there's no blue wires, then cut the third red wire or something like that.
But they're definitely not. It's not worded in the manual in a very like clear and concise manner. They tried to write it like an actual technical manual.
Yeah,
I think, or at least to mimic it.
Yeah, so it has a little bit of. If you're one of the experts, it really does pay to read through the manual before you start playing, because it gets pretty technical in some of the procedures you need to do. Like, some of them is like, okay, if it's this color button, then check to see how many batteries are on there. If there are more than 2 batteries, then you need to just hold or press the button and immediately release. Stuff like that. So, but a couple other things that are really add to this game is the fact that there actually only needs to be one person who owns the game. Everyone else who's playing as the experts can download the manual for free from www.bombmanual.com. and it'll give. Yeah,
I did
that's
not. I didn't realize
yeah,
that
that's
that was.
yeah, because you got it. I put it in our Google Drive,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
awesome.
that's where you can find the manuals, bombmanual.com.
Props to
Uh,
them.
yeah, I mean
That's
that.
great.
Just like I wouldn't think that that would be one that would actually be able to get online, but apparently they were able to get it. So, oh, but uh, any number of players can be the experts, which is nice. The first time I was introduced to this game was probably a year or two ago when I was uh, reviewing some of the game theorist channel stuff. They had like 6 people as the experts, so each person took like 2 sections, and those were the only sections that they were responsible for. So it evened out the workload with the manual and everything.
I was
Um,
gonna say, I think that would be really the only best use for having multiple people
Yeah.
on that end is to just have a few pages to make things faster.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you don't have one person trying to flip through the manual rapidly. You can
Yeah.
just like, okay, I have, buttons and mazes. And it's like another person has wires and whatever else. And then just like you call it out and it's like, okay, he's able to get to it faster and that's all he needs to worry about.
Yeah.
And just distribute the brain power. And like I was saying earlier, each time the bomb is randomly generated, and each bomb is different in some way. Even if they have a similar pool of modules, each time you get a new module, it could have a different solution. Oh, so that really adds to its replay value. And even more so, it does have Steam Workshop support, which I think I saw one in there that was a double-decker bomb, which is had like twice you could
Whoa.
put the twice the number of modules in it.
Forget that. That's not even worth it.
Yeah. But it does have that capability, so you can, I'm sure people have gone there and have like created new modules and stuff like that, which even just the base modules are pretty ridiculous.
They
So trying
are.
to come up with new ones would be ridiculous. but but yeah, that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. Is it's just trying to the big part the key word to this whole thing is communication.
Yeah.
Is just trying to figure out the best way of describing what you're seeing to your experts, and then having what the experts send you back interpreted properly and all that jazz. And for the experts, it's just trying to find out what the right answer is, because like we were playing a little bit earlier and we almost lost one of them on strikes because we had a button and it was like we needed to check if how many batteries we had on the bomb, and we didn't do that beforehand, so the question or the solution was the incorrect one. Everything just
Yep.
trying to figure out like all the different elements to find the right answer. It's a
I
puzzle game.
I highly recommend scrap paper
Yes, definitely.
because the
Yeah.
ones that have multiple steps and you have to remember what step 2 was when you're on step 5, it's handy to have notes.
I
Yeah.
had a pretty good system on Notepad for that one, but I looked at some of the other challenges and I was like, yeah, I'd probably need like pen and paper.
Yeah.
Some of these.
I think it actually is easier to just have the
The
print out the
manual.
manual and have it physically
Yeah.
in front of you, so you can, have little, notepad or anything like that, and
Sure.
post-it notes all over the place. I think that's a little bit faster than doing the
The
PDF.
PDF. I mean, I could have used the search function on the PDF, but I wasn't quite sure what to search for some of it, so I was like
Yeah.
just scrolling through.
Yeah, and having gone through the game, and I actually have looked at the bomb manual too. I haven't. It's probably impossible to memorize it unless you have a photographic memory, but I was
Yeah.
able to at least like know what the modules were called, and
Oh yeah.
be able to call out just like, okay, we have buttons, okay, we have keypads, okay, we have memory, okay, we have Simon Says. So it's easier for you to get to that section because I'm
Sure.
actually calling it by its proper title. Um, so I think that was helpful. But even then, as like we ran out of time on one of the bombs just because we, even with all of these little steps that we were trying to cut to speed things up, we still ran out of time. So, and even the first time September and I played on the very first bomb, I think we failed it twice in a row.
Oh yeah.
So
But then we went on a tear.
yeah, then we did pretty good. Then we
Did well until it got hard.
Yeah. Until
And
I
I just
started getting
couldn't
to
find a
like
page.
the complicated wires and stuff like that, which is this ridiculous Venn diagram. You have to but so it does get like the first couple bombs, you'll think those ones are difficult to start off with, but then it ramps up quite a bit. You'll start getting to the more complicated modules, and then you'll eventually get into what are called needy modules, which are ones you can't actually diffuse, but that you need to deal with like every minute or so. Otherwise, it'll detonate. So, but it's got a lot of replay value as well, because even if you like the person who is the diffuser could then become one of the experts and help them out, and you can switch things up. And even if you stay the diffuser, you can have people, different experts, and try to communicate everything. And so it's just it does have a lot of replay value, and it's actually potentially a really good party game. And it doesn't need everyone to be in the same location either. Like we were playing over Discord, so
Yeah.
I think that's another really cool aspect of it. Either of you have anything else you wanted to add?
I think I would need to warm up and play easier ones. Like playing again, I mean, we definitely were getting better and better, and you get in a rhythm with whoever you're working with as far as communicating the clues.
Yeah.
But I think an initial, starting a session of gameplay, I would want to start easy and move forward so you can get that kind of pattern down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that, because you try to jump into the hard ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no
I'd
matter
like
how
to-
good you are, I gotta think you'd have to take a step at least a little ways back and get used to where the pages are, and
Yeah.
I'd like to add that the whole idea of like asymmetrical gaming. I love the fact that it's still kind of going every now and again. Like, I'm trying to remember where I first saw it, but just the idea that like people have different roles, but you're not necessarily working against each other. You're still cooperative. It's interesting that they're able to pull that all together, and it's not like this boring, frustrating experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the immersive element, even when you're not using VR, was that like the stuff that happens in the room that can throw the diffuser is a really good touch.
Yeah.
Heck, I think even being like the expert, because all you have is like, it probably is even better when you have the printout, like the paper in front of you, but it feels kind of, you're trying to talk this guy through diffusing a bomb off site,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like I'm trying to find the page, and Sean, like the lights go out in the room, and he goes, "Ah!" I'm like, "Oh no!"
Yeah. No, the one that kept on getting me is there's an alarm clock in the room with you, and once you start getting to the little bit more difficult categories, the alarm just randomly goes off, and you have to
my God.
put down the bomb, pick up the alarm clock, hit the snooze button, put it back down, pick the bomb back up, and
That's
go from
amazing.
there. So it is like just like all these random distractions. Like occasionally the lights will go off. This like red light will start flashing. It all just gives you this sense of tension.
I didn't know it did that. That's awesome.
Yeah, which is really
it ends up tricking
really
you into distracting each other from your tasks.
Yeah. All right, so is that all for you right now?
Yelza.
All right.
He's good.
And it's time for this.
Yeah,
Time for our employee assessment.
We're all
At
going
some
to
point, I'll
explode.
actually enunciate that correctly. Employee assessment. Anyway.
You should
Alright.
change the wrong noise to explosions for this.
I might. I don't think I.
You can
have
do it
that,
in post.
I could theoretically. Although, I think. I wonder. Sorry, doing it live, seeing if I can get something.
I feel like Sean most of the time wants to be like, "Stop talking, or I'll make you explode."
I know.
Alright, let's see if I can get something random. Good. I think I have this set, so...
This is the music.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
we haven't
turn
had enough
that
audio
one
trouble
on.
today. Make sure and find something to throw in on the fly.
Yeah. Yes. And
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Achievement earned.
that'd work. That'd work.
Did you hear that? Hear that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Blew us up, so we can't take the quiz now. So.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we might as well get into the questions. So, you know the rules. Agree on an answer. We'll go from there. Question number 1. Including the needy modules, how many different modules are there in the game? Are there 13, 14, 15, or 16?
Ah.
Now, mind you, both of you had the manual in front of you, so...
Blah blah. Blah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't
But
study.
we're not looking because that's cheating.
That's right.
Well, yeah, I know
I'm
you're
gonna
not
say-
looking at now, but
I think
you both had
15.
the manual in front of you.
I think 15. I like 15's a nice solid number. You know,
Yeah,
3 times
sure.
5 is 15. These are all good things.
All right, you're both agreeing on that?
Yeah. Ah!
Including the needy modules, it's 14. All right, question number 2. How many modules can be on a single bomb? Is it 8, 9, 10, or 11?
What? Oh man, none of these numbers are right the way I'm envisioning it. 1, 2, 3.
I know. I'm like trying to.
Now this one's a little bit more difficult. I realize now because I'm the only one that actually has seen the bomb.
Yeah, you sucker. I see. I'm immediately thinking that it should be like 12, but that number is not available. So, and 11 seems weird. You said 8,
It is
9.
8, 9, 10, or 11.
Well, I guess it could be. I guess it could be 10 if there were like 4 on each side and then 2 on the side.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You want to go with 10 for
Yeah.
fun? Let's go with 10 for fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun
It
at all.
was the correct answer is 11. Actually, when you
Ew,
look at the
that's-
bomb, there are
Uh-huh.
6 modules on each side.
I thought that. That's why I was thinking
but one-
12.
But one module is the timer.
Oh.
Oh, what kind of a trick question is this? Man, I just blow you up. Came.
All right, question number 3. What is the first bomb in the basic category called? So on the list of the bombs, you have your tutorial, you have your basic, and then it goes into more advanced ones. What's the
Dude,
first
we haven't
bomb
looked at
in
that.
the basic category? Yeah, we did do it, but I specifically did not tell you the name.
No, I mean like, we haven't looked at the game. How would we know?
You played that.
We
side
have
of
the we have the
game.
manual. It doesn't say what they're called in the
No.
manual.
I'm realizing that these answers actually kind of
Questions?
require you to see the game.
Do it anyways. We're gonna blow up.
Big meanie.
I did tell this to September, but I did not tell it to you, Zach. Oh, is it double your money, something old, something new, the first bomb, or pick up the pace?
So we're gonna say the name of the first bomb is the first bomb.
That's awesome. I hope that's the case. I mean I like
the pace. I remember hearing that, but it might have been when we moved on to the next type because
I feel like pick up the pace, double your money, and what was the other one?
Something old, something new.
I feel like all of those are like allusions to stuff later in the.
seems
I
that
feel
way.
like
Yeah.
So that would leave like the first bomb, which is hilarious if that's true.
Yeah. I mean that would just make sense. So
You want to go for it?
sure.
All right, let's cut that wire. Ah!
No,
Makes
the
two cents,
correct,
so how could it
correct
possibly
answer
be
is
true?
something old, something new.
How is it even? There's nothing old.
Yes, there is, because like I said, there's the tutorial category, and then there's the basic category.
Is the tutorial category just called tutorial, or is it called the first bomb?
No, the bomb that you do in the tutorial is called the first bomb.
Oh, okay, so
The
they do
first one that
use
you
they do
do-
use that actually.
Yes, all of these are actual names for bombs that you defuse in the game.
Oh, I thought you were
Oh,
just being cheeky and making that up.
Yeah. But the first one in the basic category is called something old, something new.
Nice.
So, all right, question number 4. In the free play mode, what is the most amount of time you can have to defuse the bomb? Is it 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, or 11 minutes?
You think they give you a minute per module?
Oh, that would make sense.
If they gave you a minute per module, it'd be 11 minutes. Or is that like too easy, do we think, to be guessing that one?
I'll go ahead.
Sure, let's do it. Minute per module, free play.
So 11 minutes?
Yeah.
That's gonna be
No,
10.
it's just straight 10 minutes.
Damn it. This quiz is called Keep Talking and Zach and September Explode.
I'm actually glad I was able to pull up the sound effect. So
I'm not.
He's enjoying it extra and blowing us up. I'm so
Oh.
glad I thought of that.
He's like, I'm gonna use this for every one now.
I might actually just use that for the regular wrong noise now, because it's actually a really good sound. But anyway, all right. So on to our last question.
Oh, I thought we were done. Shoot.
No, that was 4. This is 5.
We have a chance to redeem ourselves.
How many modules need to be defused with the 8 minutes bomb? So it's the 8 minutes scenario bomb. Is it 6, 7, 8, or 9? Crickets.
8 minutes.
6?
I bet it's 9. Because if in
Really?
free
Less than a minute? For
if in free play mode, you get 10 minutes. Well, I guess I don't know how many modules are on that. So.
And that's for maxing out, not for a standard.
Yeah, I suppose. You think 6 though? 6 would give you like what, like a minute and 20 seconds or something close to that.
Yeah, that's still pretty challenging.
Yeah, all right, we can go for 6. I'm willing to take a gamble. It's only my life.
Because once you get up to 6 modules, you get marbles. Damn it!
I didn't even hear the countdown.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's 8 modules. So it just gives you a minute. That one is the minute per module.
Of course. Sorry, Zach.
Who designed this game?
Well, I'm gonna give you that one because that actually involved a lot of actually looking at the game, and I suddenly realized I was the only one that actually did. So
you should blow yourself up because of that.
I'll do that later. After I get the show posted.
No,
we blew. I think we blew him up plenty.
Yeah. Remember, I was the one
That's
that you
true.
guys were trying to save.
That's
during
true.
The game.
That's right. And I already told you I was living as far away as possible from that bomb. So yeah.
All right. And with that, brings us to the end of our show. Finally was able to get one in the bag this time.
Yeah.
So hopefully my technical issues will get a little bit better. Just random settings getting changed for no reason, and yeah. So hopefully that won't be much
software
of a problem.
gremlins.
Yeah, I forgot to realign the gerbil. So but something I actually have forgotten to put into our outro. We actually do have a YouTube channel. Since we are less than 100 subscribers, we do not have part-time gamers in the title yet, but I will try to throw a link onto the show notes or whatnot so people can go to our YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting all of our shows there, and we're also going to be doing what I'm referring to as part-time gaming, where on the alternating weeks between our podcast, we're going to be recording us playing different games. So we already have one up on our YouTube of Zach and I playing Overwatch for a little while, but we'll keep on doing that. So that way we'll have content every week, and all of it will be showing up on our YouTube. And so if you find value in our show and like to support us, you can at patreon.com/parttimegamers, or by giving us a 5-star review on iTunes, or by subscribing to our previously aforementioned YouTube channel. If you'd like to contact us, you can with our email, parttimegamers.cast@gmail.com, or on Twitter at PTGcast. You can find me on Twitter at Cyrenix, or on battle.net with the battle tag Cyrenix number 1996. You can find the show and the rest of my work at caffeineinducedproductions.com. So, Ember, where can people find you on the internet?
I can be found at 9 of 12 on Twitter. My BattleNet tag is 9 of 12, number 1102. And I can be found at geekgrills.com.
And you can find me on BattleNet with the battle tag Zachaleth, number 1466. Zachaleth spelled with an X, never a Z.
Yep. All right, everyone. Until next time, we are the part-time Dang it.
Edit and post.
No, it gives us character. Anyways, until next time, we are the part-time gamers. Clocking out.